Hey, thank you for clicking on today's video. So chances are you're watching this video, you are either one, pregnant, or two, thinking about getting pregnant, or you're trying to just figure out different people's perspectives on pregnancy. Okay, y'all, so thank you for clicking on today's video. So for reference, I'm going to give you all a little background about me, who I am, and then we're going to get right into today's video. So the video will be broken up into two parts. The first part, will be about just general tips and things that I've learned about pregnancy so far, different things that I did not know. The second part of the video will kind of be more so about like a life update slash what's been going on in my personal life when it comes to like my pregnancy and things like that. So I am 20 weeks pregnant today. So today is March 6, 2024. I am due in July. So I'm super excited. Today is the halfway mark. I'm officially halfway finished my pregnancy and I have another half to go. To me, I got 2 more 10 weeks to go and I'm through, okay? So I'm super excited. So I did not write anything down specifically for this video, but I want to just promise not to rant too long. But the first thing that I've learned about pregnancy is the first trimester usually is hard for everybody. Like, I'm not going to lie. When I experienced my first trimester, you don't know what to expect because every woman's pregnancy is different. So even if you ask like, you know, your mom or your cousin about the first trimester or your sister about the first trimester and their experience with the first trimester, I can guarantee all 3 of them or all 4 of them will have a different experience. So no 2 experiences are the same. So it's something that you just cannot prepare for. Just like becoming a mom, you just cannot prepare for that. Everyone have so much different advice, but until you are a mom, you don't know how it feels. That's how it was in the first trimester for a lot of people. And for me, I was extremely sick as well, and nothing on earth would have prepared me for the first trimester. The only thing that I can say that honestly got me through the first trimester, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, nothing. I didn't have any hope. Like, I didn't have any hope. I just thought I was gonna be sick for the rest of my life. Like, I just didn't have any hope. But I was also just looking forward to people say the second trimester is easier. So I was just honestly counting down the days until the second trimester. And I'm in my second trimester right now, and I can honestly say that it has been a walk in the park. Okay, it's been the complete opposite of my first trimester. And that's another thing I did not know. Honestly, I didn't know the different trimesters and things like that before getting pregnant. The first trimester is month 1 to 3. The second trimester is, I think, what, 4 to 6 or something like that, or 4 to 7. And then the third trimester is 7 to 9 or something like that. I'll probably get it all wrong. I'll probably leave it on the screen or in the description box down below. But the trimesters is every 3 months. You know, we're pregnant for 9 months. Honestly, to me, you're pregnant for 10 months, because isn't 40 weeks is 10 months, but then they say you're pregnant for 9 months. 9 divided by 3 is... y'all, the trimester is another thing. The trimesters and weeks and months get me confused all the time. So I just been going by the weeks. So right now I'm 20 weeks, okay? 20 weeks, if you multiply that by 4 times 5, or 20 divided by 4, that's 5. So I'm in my 5th month. That's one thing that I didn't know. The first trimester for every single woman on earth is 100% different. Another thing I did not know about pregnancy before becoming pregnant is your body is going to go through changes drastically. As y'all can tell, I've only been talking for 3 minutes and I'm out of breath, okay? When I tell you right now, I am so out of breath. I have this pillow behind me, but honestly, the pillow is not that comfortable. So I'm gonna just kind of sit back like this. So hopefully, you know, that doesn't kind of throw people off. So I'm gonna just sit back like this. Y'all kind of can see baby bump a little bit. So if you are a girl like me who is of a smaller frame, smaller body type, less weight on your bones, you're going to feel everything. I felt everything. Honestly, y'all, I felt when the conception happened. I felt when the egg implanted. That's going back to my first or second video when I talked about when I was very sick and I felt like something was exploding inside of me. That was that, in my opinion. So if you are a small girl, I've been a small girl my entire life. I'm only 5'3". I've been less than 120 pounds my whole life. I think the most I've ever weighed was probably 125 pounds, and that's really not a lot of weight at all. So I've been a small girl. When I tell you everything on my body hurts and aches right now, because I've never had to stretch this far. I've never had this much up here weight. Like, I know my boobs might not seem big to y'all, but this is big to me. So right now I'm wearing a C cup bra. I was able to fit training bras, okay? I was able to fit a 32A. So imagine going from a 30, I have some 32As in my closet right now. So imagine going from a 32A, now this is a 36C. So imagine how much growth my body has experienced in these first 2 weeks and how much that puts on you. So I feel like my upper back is hurting a lot because I have more boobs now. My lower back is hurting because I have more weight down here, which I'm not used to. So your body is going to change drastically. And for me, I'm starting to see it now. At first I wasn't seeing much growth. I was worried like, I'm not growing, because I was seeing myself every day. But I promise y'all, every day I wake up, I feel like I'm bigger than the night before. So expect rapid changes in your body, especially if you are a smaller frame girl. Like I said, bras was optional for me. I never had boobs. I never had boobs a day in my life. I've never had a stomach. I've never had a pudge, anything like that. My stomach has always been flat. So any little changes that's happening to my body, I'm feeling it all because my body is not used to even carrying an extra 5 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So that has been another thing that has been different for me in my pregnancy. And if you are a smaller frame girl, you can relate and you can understand that my body is drastically changing. Another thing I did not know about pregnancy before I got pregnant is the fact that people, I'm trying to figure out a way to say this without being offensive. I don't want to offend anybody, but I also want to be transparent and honest. The fact that people are going to start sharing their unwanted opinions to you, or unsolicited advice. So what's what I mean? So for example, like, people just feel a need that, I don't know if it's because they feel like if you advertise that you are a first-time mommy, or this your first time being pregnant, I don't know if they think like, oh, she doesn't know anything, so I have to tell her. But people just kind of forget that most of us have been raised around pregnant women all our life. Most of us has a mom in our life. Most of us have sisters. Most of us have cousins who have kids. So we have been around pregnant women before. And that's the case for me. So obviously I'm very close to my mom. I have lots of cousins, lots and lots of cousins. Right now we have about 7 babies, and like my cousin, like my grandma and grandkids, all of them have kids except for me and my brother. And amongst them is 7 kids under the age of 3 right now, or 4. So I've been around babies basically all my life. I used to babysit my little cousins, change diapers, things like that. So I think people feel like, oh, when she advertised that she's a first-time mom, she knows nothing about babies, or she knows nothing about being a pregnant. You're right and wrong. Obviously, I don't know nothing about being a mom yet because I'm not a mom, but I've been around enough parents and people to know some of the basics. So for example, like, I've been getting so much unsolicited advice, and it just makes me think like, wow, a lot of you all on my timeline, or a lot of you all in my comments, like, I didn't know all y'all were OBGYNs. Like, I didn't know all of you all had so much medical advice. I know that sometimes some moms do give advice, out of the kindness of their hearts, like from one mom to another. But I personally feel as if that person is not asking like, hey y'all, leave some mommy tips for me, or leave some first time mommy tips, I personally feel like people should refrain from giving tips. So for example, I've already gotten plenty of times, oh, you shouldn't be scooping the litter anymore because they see Sassy, they know I have a cat. And I have not scooped litter since November, guys. So it's like, that type of thing is unnecessary, because I already know that you're not supposed to scoop litter when you're pregnant. That has been on my, the day I found out I was pregnant was the last day I ever scooped litter, and that was in November of 2023. It is now March. My boyfriend scoops sassy litter every single day. And then someone commented that, and honestly, I don't even think sassy was in the video. I don't even think I was asking for advice or tips. It's just like little things like that that kind of like turns you off from like sharing your, you know, your day-to-day, because you're just like, okay, I didn't really ask you. And I know that, I think most people do know that pregnant women don't supposed to scoop litter. And you would think that a person with a cat would do research about pregnancy in cats, or pregnancy in dogs, pregnancy in fish, pregnancy in if you got a dang on alligator. You will learn, you would teach yourself about that, because that's what you're living at right now. And then like another thing too with the unsolicited advice, I'm gonna move on, is someone also told me like, oh, are you moving to like a bigger space because your space looks too small for a baby? And of course, most babies are not planned. Of course, this baby was not planned. This baby came to me as a surprise. Like, it shocked y'all. It shocked me too. But I also have two rooms. But I feel like I don't have to explain that, because I don't really owe any strangers explanations on how I'm going to live with a baby. But babies fit into your life. If you are a mother if you are a girl who's having this baby for the right reasons, having this baby out of love, having this baby out of pure enjoyment for yourself, you're going to accommodate your life and make that baby fit into your life. So the fact that that person told me like, oh, your house looks too little for a baby, or your apartment looks too little for a baby, or your room looks too little for a baby, you don't know what my plans are. You don't know what my plans are, what my goals might be before the baby gets here. I just feel like things like that should be left unsaid. People, unless y'all was seeing rats and roaches in my house, or if y'all seen my house run down, then y'all can be concerned about my baby's life or my baby's well-being. But honestly speaking, every time I come on this camera for the past 3 or 4 years, every living situation I've had has been upkept. Every living situation I am is put together. Y'all see this room right now. This room is literally just set up for when I do filming. This room will be turned into a nursery, and I have my own bedroom. So it's like, people have to keep in mind to not give their opinions and thoughts about certain people's lives, or people's lives in general, if you don't know the full story. Like, you know what I'm saying? So there's another thing that I've learned. People will give their unsolicited advice. And I'm not going to lie to you all. Y'all probably don't see a lot of it because I delete it. But people have been giving me so many unsolicited things on my YouTube and TikTok, to the point where I just been deleting. Also too, I don't know why, but people like to share their horror stories of pregnancy to pregnant women. Again, so a lot of things is misfortunate. Baby loss is misfortunate, whether it's from the inside or when the baby gets here. But as a pregnant person, we respectfully don't want to hear the horror stories. Like, I don't understand. Like, that's like going to a person who has cancer and telling them, yeah, my auntie died from cancer 3 years ago. You know, like, they don't want to hear that at that moment, because they're living the situation you're talking about. Like, granted, we all know, again, I'm going to move past this because it can be a sensitive topic. But it's like, we all know what can happen at any stage in pregnancy. This infant loss, things like that. We all know those type of things. We've heard those things. We've had people in our family who has experienced those things. The best that you can do is just pray every day that that doesn't be you. And if it is you, then you will, you know, you will experience it if you experience it. But if you don't experience it, then you don't experience it. And I feel like people like to, I don't know why people like to share the horror stories with pregnancy versus the excited stories or the positive stories or the positive journeys. Like, you know, I want to be surrounded by people who have a positive outlook on life, positive baby, daddy, boyfriend, husband stories, or positive birth stories, or positive nursery stories, you know, things like that. So just keep that in mind as well when you are around women who are expecting to not kind of like scare them or like damper their excitement for certain things. I know that was a whole different tangent, but I have to just get that out there because it has been weighing on me heavy since my last video, which is why I kind of took like a little break. I did have to block a couple people as well because just my mental health. But yeah, so just keep that in mind. Like, please do not share the horror stories with pregnant mommies because honestly, it's just not a good feeling. We really don't want to hear what happened or what could happen. We know what could happen. We want to just try to be stress-free and breeze through it. Another thing I didn't know before becoming pregnant is when you go to your doctor's visits, you don't see your baby every single time. And I didn't know, like, you have to wait like certain weeks and milestones to be able to hear a heartbeat, to be able to hear movement, to be able to see the baby and things like that. Like, I've only seen my baby 3 times so far. So the first time I seen like the little peanut inside me. So I went to the hospital, went to the emergency room. They went to just check to make sure that the baby was, you know, alive and things like that. It was like very, very, very small. That was at 6 weeks. And then I went back and I got a 8-week scan. I was like 8 weeks or whatever. Honestly, I've only gotten 2 then. So I had the first one, I went to the emergency room, and then my most recent one, I think I was about 9 weeks or whatever, and the baby looked so cute or whatever. That's the pictures that I used to announce that I was pregnant. And then I go actually tomorrow to get another ultrasound. But for some reason or another, I thought that every single time you went to a doctor, you was seeing your baby, seeing a heartbeat, things like that, or hearing a heartbeat, but you don't. They check the heart. So like, they was telling me that I wasn't able to, well, they wasn't able to get the heartbeat until after 8 weeks. So I've only heard the heartbeat 2 times, and I've only seen my baby 1 time since the emergency room visit. And I don't know why I thought that it was just like a standard thing, but they were saying that like a lot of ultrasounds and things like that is not good for like the baby or something, like this like radiation. I don't know, y'all, but I definitely just thought that was like a regular thing. Like, you go in, they put the stuff on your stomach, and you see the baby every time, you get pictures, and you go out your day. But that's really not the case. That's not the case, y'all, all the time. So when you are going to your appointments, don't be upset like I was when you don't get to hear your baby or don't get to see the baby. Honestly, for me, as long as I can hear the heartbeat at least every time. So I'm hoping that from this appointment on, I'm able to at least hear the heartbeat every single time. That way I can have like a peace of mind. Also too, your baby, so I didn't start feeling kicks until about this past like 2 weeks. So like I said, I'm about 20 weeks now. Probably like around week 18, I started to feel like a couple like little flutters, like a little kicks and things like that. Nothing too extreme yet because baby is very, very small still, but I have been able to feel movement, or like I can tell when she's on the right side versus the left side and things like that. So that has been pretty cool, but you don't really start feeling your baby until, for me, I didn't start feeling her like knowing that that's her until about 18 weeks. And like I said, it's been very, very, very slight. I do have a video of her kicking, or like a little kick on TikTok or whatever. So I will have my TikTok on the screen, and I'll have it down below as always for you all. But other than that, y'all, the pregnancy experience so far since second semester has been great. Honestly, like I said, the first trimester, not semester, I keep saying semester. If I said semester, I mean trimester, okay? Honestly, the first trimester kind of took me out a lot, like mentally, emotionally, but this second trimester is kind of making up for that. So like, I was so sad and crying and stuff like that in the first trimester, but this trimester I've been so happy and just super excited. So I'm kind of not forgetting all of my trauma, but I'm kind of like starting to be like, okay, that's in the past now, let's focus on this. So I'm just super excited about that. So let's go a couple things that I've just been experiencing and going through pregnancy wise. But as far as like me personally as well, y'all know that I have, so the second part of the video is going to be me talking about like my personal life and what's been going on with me as a person. So I know like a lot of people who probably don't know who I am, this probably won't be interesting to them because they don't know who I am. But for the people who do know who I am, y'all know that I've been a full-time entrepreneur and content creator for the past 4 years. I've been able to pay all my bills from social media and social media only. Never had 9 to 5, nothing like that at all. And honestly, y'all, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, these like I said, because I wasn't able to work none December, none January, and then half of February. I have been put back so much financially, content wise, and just overall consistency, because I was out of that rhythm for over 10 weeks. And once you stop doing something for a very long time, it's hard to pick it back up. And I don't have to give myself grace, because I am growing a human on the inside of me. As y'all can tell, I'm very out of breath right now, and I've only been talking for about 20 minutes or 30 minutes at this point. So I get tired very quickly, or I'll wake up in the morning and I will have like a goals that's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this day, I'm gonna do this day, I'm gonna do this. And y'all, by the time I get up, eat breakfast, and sit back down, it's a wrap. Or by the time I take a shower, it be a wrap for me for the rest of the day. Like, my stomach hurt, my back hurt, my body hurts, my shoulders hurt, you know, something. It's always a wrap for me. So it's just been so hard for me to get back to like that groove. But I know I'm going to get that groove back in terms of like posting regularly, posting consistently, because this is my only source of income. So y'all know that when I stopped, like, you know, when I kind of went missing, at least for like that first month in December, like I couldn't even, you know, post nothing much. Honestly, y'all, 2023, I lost a lot of supporters in 2023. So let's just start there. Like, I just didn't, you know, have support all the way up until November, and then boom, I lost it. I want to be transparent and honest. 2023 has been my lowest earning month financially since the start of my business. So I thought 2022 was low. 2023 was even lower than that, okay? So I've been making an average person's salary this year in 2023, and this is not to sound unhumble, bragging, but I'm not used to that. I'm used to making over 100K every year. Like, and that's just me being transparent and honest with y'all, because y'all always want people to be transparent and honest, and this is my lifestyle. Like, this is my life. Like, I'm not bragging. I'm literally telling y'all what I'm been used to for the past 4 years. So in 2020, so I started my business in November of 2019, and that was like 2 months of 2019. So I count 2020 as my first full year in business, which obviously it is. Obviously, 2020 was also a different dynamic. So in 2020, I made $125,000. So that's just me being transparent and honest. I don't really bring up 2020 numbers because, again, 2020 was just like an unprecedented year. Everybody was making money. So I always count 2021 as like the real year. After things, people got back to normal. People start going back out. People start spending their money on other things. No more PPPs. So 2021, again, I made $115,000. So I you know, was another 6-figure year in 2021. Okay, cool. 2022 was also another 6-figure year, although it was lower than the 125 and it was lower than 115. It was still more than $100,000 in that year. And of course, that still was a shocker to me in my lifestyle, because I'm used to making over 110K. You know, I'm used to that type of lifestyle. Used to paying all my bills and don't have no you know, extra money. 2023, I'm going to be transparent and honest. I made less than half of what I made in 2022. So my lifestyle has drastically changed this year, and that's because of the level of support. And also too, in 2023, I started to change my type of content for YouTube. I've also was taking a step back in my business. I was starting to realize that I really wasn't, I'm not going to say in love, but I really wasn't in love with my business as I once was. And I don't know if it's because God was prepping me for the end of 2023, which is when I found I was pregnant. I don't know, but now I'm thinking about it, I think that was God. Like, God took the first 10 months of the year to prepare me for my last 2 months of the 2023. So I was starting to enter that space where I was feeling, you know, a little like misplaced in like the bracelet business world. I was feeling like I'm just too old for this. Like, this is like, you know, the girls that I'm catering to or talking to, some of them are 17, 18. I'm about to be 20. At that point, I was going to be 27. I was a full 10 years older. I'm a full 10 years older than my competition. Most people that's my competition, they are high school girls. They are 16, 17. Some of them are 18 years old. But I'm a full 10 years older than some of these girls. And of course, the type of bracelet style that I was doing and the type of content I was posting on my social media, I was attracting younger and younger audiences. And when you attract a younger audience, those girls are there just to watch you do stuff. They are there to watch me make bracelets. They were there to watch me pack orders, but they were not my shoppers. You know what I'm saying? So they were not shopping. The people who have been spending their money with me for like the past year, like 2023, I would say, were in like their upper 20s, 30-year-olds. And I was seeing that that number was getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So my customer base was shrinking. So although my followers were growing, my subscribers was growing, my TikTok was growing, I hit 100K, this and that, my customer base was shrinking. Yes, I was getting views and likes, and I was on live getting hundreds of thousands of people in my room, but my customer base was shrinking because I was only attracting the girls who just, oh my gosh, I just love Russian bracelets, and they're not shopping because, I mean, again, they're kids. Most 12, 13-year-olds don't have money, so especially no money to spend online. Their parents are not allowing them to shop. So I feel like that's what was happening to me in 2023. On top of me kind of switching my content on this platform totally. Like in 2020, 2021, 2022, I was kind of posting strictly business. Pack orders with me, make bracelets, pack orders, make bracelets, TikTok live videos. And then in 2023, I started to post day in my life and come with me, day in my life videos. And I was starting to see that people were like, girl, I subscribe to you for business videos, not to see you go to Marshall's. And so I was noticing that my make bracelets with me videos or pack orders with me videos, those videos pop off instantly, get 1,000 views, those are good. But my vlogs was getting 100, 200 views. People were not engaging. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, I fell in love with the vlogging and the personal content this past year in 2023. I started my personal TikTok and things like that. So it's like, I love the vlogs. I love the personal content now. I love the hair videos. I love the makeup videos. But it's like my audience don't. So I'm kind of in a stage now where it's like, and then also too, y'all know, obviously with a baby on the way, I gotta have some type of money coming in. Like I can't not make money, you know. Although Baby Bump's dad, he does a great job financially with us, with us in the future. He's very supportive. If I need anything, you know I can call him, things like that. He does his part to support financially, mentally, emotionally. Okay, he's there, he's it. But as a woman, as a future mother, you always have that intuition on the inside of you, like, I gotta get this done for my baby. Like, no matter, the grandmas can be supportive, the uncles can be supportive, aunties, but this is your baby. So that's kind of where I'm at now. It's like, I have to get things done because this is my baby. My baby is coming. I made the choice to keep it, so now I have to nurture it for the rest of my baby's life, okay? For the rest of my life, I have to deal with this. So I'm at the stage now where it's just like, okay, do you do things for money and you know that you're not happy with it? Or do you follow your passions and what you are interested in at that time in life? Because let's just be honest, you can't do the same thing forever. I've been having this bracelet business since 2019. I was 22, almost 23. I'll be 28. I can't keep doing the same things. And y'all know, when you are pregnant, you cannot deal with stress a lot. You know, you're going to have natural stressors as a first-time mom in general. I don't want to deal with the public stressing me out as well, or strangers stressing me out as well, because that's going to be a different type of stress. The reason why I decided to stop the business for now, retire, go on maternity leave, whatever you want to call it, is because people will ask you lots of questions. They will ask you for items. They will ask for this. They will ask for that, and then they won't shop it. Or they will ask you questions and they won't support you, and that will make you stressed out. I just decided to shut down the business to eliminate any extra stress, because what stresses me out is when I put stuff on the website and then people don't shop it, but they ask about it. That leads me to only relying on YouTube and TikTok / collaborations for financial benefits. Okay, so we're gonna just be transparent and honest. Like, I know a lot of people be like, oh well, I don't shop at small business because I'm not finna pay for their bills, I'm not paying people bills. But think about it, when we went to Beyonce concert last summer, we paid Beyonce bills and all her employees bills. Every time you buy Skims, you paying for Kim Kardashian bills and all her employee bills. So everything that you buy, you're paying someone bills. So it's really no difference. Like, you know what I'm saying? So people always like to say, well, people that own small business, they take your money and go on vacation, or they take your money and pay their light bill. I'm not paying 2 light bills. But in reality, you are. Like, everything we wear, the designer, these iPhones, we paid Steve Jobs bills when he first started off. We paying his sister bills, we paying his cousin bills, we paying his niece bills, his granddaughter bills, we paying his wife bills. When you go and shop with Walmart, when they first started off, you was paying Walton bills, you was paying all their bills. So it's the same thing. We are provided a service or a product in exchange for monetary benefits. It's the same thing. So when y'all are watching YouTube videos, let some of the ads play on some of your smaller YouTube channels, like one of mine. Like, let an ad play on one of my pages, because it's going to help the creator out a lot. So we are giving you all entertainment, and y'all are basically helping us by watching our videos, or helping us by buying products and things like that. So I know that was like a tangent, but I just said all that to say that I'm just stuck in between a rock and a hard place, because of course, just relying on YouTube and TikTok is going to be a very, very, very drastic difference than pumping out product and you know, in my business. So obviously my business was sustaining me. That's all I was doing, and it was doing good when it was doing good. YouTube and TikTok has the potential to do good if you really put the work into it, but you also have to have the support of the people. Like, I feel like it's easier to get support from a business than from YouTube, because I've been making way more money from my business than my YouTube channel. Because people, now what I'm starting to see is people are not engaging, people are not watching my videos, and it's because I'm once again changing to another niche. So I went from business videos to vlogs about my life, now to being pregnant. So it's just been, y'all, when I tell you, it's just been such a hard transition. Of course, my first video, the announcement video, like, oh, I'm pregnant, that video went good. But since then, y'all, the views have not been there for my past pregnancy content. And it's just because I'm pretty sure people are just not interested, or people didn't subscribe to me for this type of content. But it's just like, y'all, I can rant about this for a long time. So I'm just putting this out there as kind of like a marker for, like, you know, just kind of see my progress. And also too, y'all, when I tell you I've been losing so many subscribers, it has been crazy. So I'm gonna stop the video here, because I could just talk forever. But I'm just hoping and praying that the people who do support me will continue to support. I'm hoping and praying to find a new audience from this video. If you are a mommy and you want to chat down below, please leave a comment. Please leave a comment as well. But at the recording of this video, March 6th, I have 25,035 subscribers. So that is how many subscribers I have at the recording of this video. I want to manifest by the end of this month. I want to be at least 27K. Honestly, by the time my baby gets here, I want to be at 50K. So by July, I want to be at 50K. So y'all might be thinking like, girl, that's a big drastic jump. But we're going to get there. We're going to get there. I'm going to post this content regardless of if people in my past watch it or not. I'm knowing that people from my future will. You know, people who were supposed to be in my life at this point in my life will support me. So I'm gonna wrap the video up right there, because it's just a lot of tangents and like a lot of talking, and mommy is tired. I'm tired. When I say I'm so out of breath, y'all, I'm out of breath. So I will see y'all in the next video.